Hey guys, it's Eric and Karina,
Nature.
And about to guess what we're talking about today, Eric.
and welcome back to the Late Podcast, The Law According to Eric. So today, the initial topic was weird illnesses, but I kind of couldn't really find that on Reddit. So I tweaked it a little, and these are kind of like weird or awkward medical or illness situations that people have been put in. Okay.
No, it's interesting. It's funny you say that. I read an article today. The ED market for is huge, right? It's like a multi-billion dollar a year industry. And now they came out with a new drug that is supposed to be cheaper and more effective. And it's called Mycoxaflop.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you ever get it.
Nice.
And
There
there
you
he
go.
is.
Sorry, I took a
And
minute.
there he is. Uh-huh.
Sorry.
Uh-huh.
What,
Well,
sorry. What, what do you call a lesbian dinosaur?
Oh God.
what do you call it?
Ready? Lickalotopus.
Oh my God.
Lickalotopus.
He's back with his dad jokes, and there he is.
Thank you.
And there he is. All right. Well,
That was a dirty old man joke.
it was
That was for a 91-year-old client.
exactly that likes, one of the
By the way,
workers.
did I tell you he was so angry he came the other day? I know. He came to the office the other day for a meeting. First thing he said to me, "Where's HR?" I go, "Oh, I see." Except he used her real name, but
He didn't call me
Uh-huh.
HR.
like forget that. Right. It's
Yeah.
like, forget that I'm doing your case free, and I'm
It's not
trying
like
to
you're
help
here to
you.
see your
You
attorney,
ungrateful
right?
fucker.
Right.
Right. Yeah. You know. But
Well,
anyway, all right. So weird. Okay. I was gonna make it's almost like joke, but we're not quite there yet, so it's okay.
it's okay because I was gonna do my it's almost like because I realized we haven't told the audience why I'm stuck at home.
Oh
And
yeah.
and honestly, mine is kind of funny. So, guys, I tore my meniscus and it was from a cycling class. And if anyone knows me, I have always hated working out. I've only started working out because my therapist said it would be good for me. I go work out and I tear my meniscus. So,
Oh,
that's my funny injury of the day. So,
Oh, therapist
I
never
would send
hear
your
the end of
therapist.
this.
Yeah, I would actually send your therapist like the physical therapy bill.
right? Right, exactly. All right. Well, let's start then.
Okay.
So, the first one is titled, Am I the Asshole for Telling My Teacher About My Medical Condition? Okay. For context, I, 18 female, am a senior. I have a condition where my reproductive system is tilted back extremely far, and this causes a lot of issues for me. The primary one frequently,
Wait. A reproductive system
yeah,
is tilted back.
Like,
Does that mean
like
she has like
extremely
a
I think
far.
it's like a
right?
retroverted uterus. It's like
I,
Okay, I was just gonna ask.
yeah.
Is that what that is?
yeah,
A uterus
yeah.
sort of? Okay.
And I know that because I actually had one. So.
So
See, oh,
I hate
wow.
this. I know. I'm sorry to interrupt right off the bat. Why can't you just fucking say that? Like why can't you just say I have an inverted
She's
uterus or
18.
whatever? She knows what it is. She got the fucking diagnosis.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, like why do we have to guess? But okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. She said the primary, most frequent issue she has is it causes frequent UTIs and it's caused very easily for her. This also means that a lot of time, either I don't need to pee or I need to go pee right then and there. Otherwise, I will be in extreme discomfort and I could get another UTI. Now, onto the story. I got to a class after lunch a little early so I could put my books down and then go use the restroom in the building. But when I walked in, my teacher's already waiting. We'll just call her Miss T. I told her that I'm going to go to the bathroom before the rest of the class gets here. She tells me that I should have gone at lunch and to sit down. Frankly, Miss T is insufferable at best of times, but especially when you disagree with her. So I just sit down and I figure that I'll ask her again in about 10 minutes because it wasn't that bad yet. Keep in mind, Miss T knows about my condition. I've had her for a class almost every school year since I was 13, and this developed when I was 14. I get distracted by my work, and about half an hour goes by when it started to get unbearable. I ask again, and she stops the whole class to lecture us about how we should go before class. The class turns and looks at me, and when she's done, I just kind of feel mortified. She says that unless we have a medical condition, we should be able to hold it. She then tells me to go, but she doesn't want to hear me ask to use the bathroom again in her class because I'm not a child. Lo and behold, it feels like I'm fucking pissing razor blades, and my bladder is aching for the rest of the day. I ask, not you laughing at her.
I did no. I like
The razor blades.
yeah, her verbs and adjectives.
Yeah. I asked to talk
Okay.
to her after class, and I tell her that I do have a medical condition and that we've discussed this before. I figured she had just forgotten. She rolled her eyes and asked what that would be, so I tell her, warning her that's a bit personal beforehand. But I'm open about it. Miss T stops me mid-sentence and says that she doesn't need to hear about that and that I violated her. She said that she's not my doctor and she doesn't need to know about my bathroom habits.
What?
Exactly.
She
Exactly.
violated her.
Oh my God.
Exactly. I got an
Okay.
email from my student coordinator asking to have a meeting with me. Apparently, I made Miss T extremely uncomfortable, and now I owe her an apology. I'm going to apologize to her in class today to keep the peace, if nothing less, but I'm not too sure what I did wrong here. She did directly ask me. So, am I the asshole here?
Oh my God, are you serious? No wonder high school students have so many mental health issues.
Right, right.
People are literally driving them crazy. The bitch told her to tell me if you have a medical condition, which she did.
Exactly.
And then she got her in trouble for doing exactly what she asked her to do.
Yep. Yep. I hate teachers like this because I get it. Like, a lot of teachers are like, oh, you shouldn't use my time to go to the restroom. But I've always hated when teachers are so like bitchy about letting kids go to the restroom. Like, I don't understand. Like, this girl actually had a medical, condition. She knew about it. Like she said, she knew about this medical condition prior to this. I don't understand why the teacher's acting like this. She's just a bitch.
I also don't think teachers realize how little time there is to go to the bathroom, and when you're in a huge high school, it's almost impossible.
Yep. Yep.
I'll be honest in that, yes, she is the asshole, broken uterus Lucinda, if she actually apologizes to this teacher.
Exactly. If she apologizes,
Okay,
yes.
that's
She
right.
doesn't owe her anything.
Fuck her. Okay, sorry.
No.
If
Yep.
Lucinda, if broken uterus Lucinda just holds her ground, she's like, "Yo, teach, you know what? Fuck you." Okay,
Mhm.
you can apologize to these nuts. Then I would absolutely respect that. No
Yes.
problem. If she's, and I understand. Trust me, I'm one of those guys that sometimes, I'm willing to, eat a little bucket of shit just to
Mhm.
keep the peace with things. I get that, but in something like that, especially where she can't really help or control it. And this is not the kind of thing that you get from like just irresponsibility or whatever. Like, it's a legit
Right.
thing. And yeah, she fucking asked for it.
Yeah.
So you know what? Like, it's literally like, you know what? Fuck around and find out. You wanted this. You wanted to
Mhm.
know. So I
Mhm.
told you, and I told you honestly. Like,
I
I
just
can't
can't-
see. Yeah.
Yeah. I also don't see why the student coordinator or whatever she said it was is also making her apologize because she's the one that no,
yeah.
you have to apologize to her. No.
Fuck that. I don't even know what that is, by the way. A
No.
student coordinator. Like, what the fuck? Is that one of those like new creations? Like,
I guess I don't
you know.
know what the fuck that is.
yeah, what's a student coordinator really? And by the way, how much respect is that student coordinator going to get, especially if they're a student themselves? It's like teachers' assistants in high school.
Yes,
Like,
the TAs, they're also insufferable.
Well, there's always one or two that think that the word assistant next to their name doesn't exist, and like, oh no, you got to listen to me too. Fuck you.
No,
I don't.
Exactly.
So yeah. So let me make this very simple. This is a good first one. Broken uterus Lucinda, you are only the asshole if you actually apologize.
Mhm.
I'm curious if there's an update where she's, I went through with it and it didn't help or something.
Let's see.
Yeah, if there's no update, and I'm going to assume that she did apologize, like she said, then I'm giving her 2 dingleberries for that.
Oh, we can't see because her account was been deleted.
Yeah. All right. So then I have to assume that she did apologize because she said she was going to.
Mhm.
And if indeed she did, I'm going to give her 2 dingleberries for that. I know it could be more in a sense, but I understand the idea of not wanting to ruin like your class, your academics and all that. And God knows if this teacher, you need her for a recommendation for something else one day.
Exactly.
Right, so I'm not going to come down too hard on busted uterus Lucinda. But yeah, and Feldman, you honestly, you wouldn't think it, but she's a 1.
Yeah, she's not.
It's kind of shameless to be like, yo, my uterus is broken. I mean, at least she's open about it. Like, I'd be like really private. No, I think what she should have done was said, listen, can I speak to you after class and I'll tell you everything. It's very personal.
Well, she
and
did.
Be like,
That's exactly what she did.
I thought she said in her post, she's like, yeah, I'm really open about it. It's like, whatever.
Oh, no, she said it to her only.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Then I misunderstood. So then in that case, then I'm giving her a 9. on the Feldman. I
Yeah,
don't really think
no,
it's that
yeah.
shameless. She tried to kind of, deal with the situation discreetly, and insufferable teacher aide, whatever, teacher, fucking teacher and her coordinator, whatever the fuck they are, just basically she left her with no choice.
No
Okay?
choice, literally.
No, it's either that or like piss herself in front of, in front of her
Exactly.
class. Yeah, I know.
I
It's what
told
I mean.
a teacher that once because they didn't want to let me go to the restroom.
I remember you told us that story once.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
So
I'll let loose right here in this fucking
exactly.
plant, the potted plant.
Exactly. Yep.
Right on. All right. So yeah, I think that's it. What about you guys, Dingleberries and Feldman?
As someone who's still a student, I can't give her dingleberries even for apologizing because I get it. Like she's probably afraid that that teacher's gonna take that against her. That's her grade and stuff. I don't see any dingleberries whether she apologizes or not. So I'm going 0 dingleberries. For the teacher though, I'm going 5, full 5. That
Oh yeah, these are
you
all
yeah.
the dingleberries. Yes.
Yes. Like you knew, you then acted like you didn't know, and then when I told you what it was, you went and told on me to the student coordinator and asked for an apology. No, yeah, full 5 dingleberries for her.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
I'll give her 4.5 for not only making her spell it out, right, but then basically disbelieving it,
Yes.
and then embarrassing her further.
Exactly.
Just because you have a teaching credential doesn't mean you can treat students like they're subservient to you.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, I think too many teachers kind of have that mentality by default. And it's wrong. Now, I understand there needs to be decorum in a classroom, and I get that, students need to be respectful. And I do think that the more modern generation lost some of that, they're much more bold.
Yes.
But the reason they are, by the way, is because there are so many like student protections. I mean, look, I'm not like all for like beating students or anything like that.
Right. No,
okay?
no.
But listen, the bottom line is when teachers were allowed to take out the switch or the fucking whip or belt.
Oh my God.
Okay. You didn't have students fucking around like you do today. Okay. I mean, at the very least, they were a bit more concerned about it,
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I'm not necessarily advocating for like physical abuse, but there might have been something to that back in the day. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Are you ready to move on or we have more comments?
No, I'm ready.
Okay. Title is, am I the asshole for laughing in my cousin's face when she tried to stage an intervention for my quote-unquote drug use? Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. This could be... All right, go ahead. I'll comment on that. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I, 27 male, have a condition which causes me to overproduce earwax. I don't tell people about it because I was bullied for it growing up. Only my wife and my parents know about this. Every other day, I have to put medication in each ear, let it sit, and then flush it out with the rubber-tipped syringe. This prevents ear infections, vertigo, permanent hearing loss, and worsening of my tinnitus. I have dealt with all of these things to some extent, so I stay on top of my eardrop regimen. If my alarm goes off when I'm with others, I just go to the bathroom for 20 minutes and I knock it out. If I don't follow my schedule, I forget, so I can't pull it off. 2 weeks ago, my mom hosted family dinner. My cousin Kara, 37 female, saw me walk off to the bathroom to do my thing, syringe in hand, and asked what I was doing. I said, it's just a minor medical thing.
Okay, I understand now.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
She kept pushing, but I didn't want to say anything because she's a gossiper. I told her it's personal and scooted past her. When I left, she was standing in the hallway. She asked what took me so long and why the toilet didn't flush. I said none of her business. She said that she didn't mean to offend me. Well, last weekend, my friend called me to invite me out to lunch with some buddies. He said to meet up at his house so we wouldn't have to drive separately. I arrived at his house to find Kara and my friend sitting solemnly on the couch. Kara said they were here to talk about my problem and that they just wanted to help me.
No,
I said there is no problem. Suddenly it clicked in my head what this was about. I couldn't help but laugh a little bit out of shock. She asked what was so funny, and I said, first of all, why did you just talk to my wife or my parents? She said that she didn't want to involve my enablers, which just made me laugh.
Oh my God, was this such a douchey person?
Yeah.
This is their cousin?
Yeah, his cousin, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. She looked annoyed and said that she was done trying to help me. I said, that's all right by me, and she stormed out. I explained it to my friends. They knew I had a condition, but never really pressed me on it. I guess when Kara approached them, they thought that I was lying. Obviously, I'd rather they know than worry about me being an addict when I'm not. I thank them for their support anyways. Well, Kara had apparently reached out to all of my friends through my social media, and we all had got a good hearty laugh out about. Which Kara must have heard because she was, of course, eavesdropping. She burst back in and told me to tell them the truth. To which I said, I did. My friends kicked her out and we went for lunch, and I thought that was that. Well, my mom called me yesterday and told me that she had to talk to Kara about the whole thing and explained it. She said Kara was very upset with me and essentially called me an asshole for not explaining it to her and laughing in her face instead, and that I embarrassed her. I said that I was embarrassed and that Kara had no right to my information. I think she shouldn't go around snooping and making assumptions on other people. My mom still thinks I should apologize. I just don't think I should, and I don't think I'm the asshole here.
What the heck does he need to apologize for? I mean, she contacted all his friends, made him think that he had a drug problem.
Yep.
Totally embarrassed him.
But she's embarrassed. And
What?
she's mad that he laughed in her face. She's embarrassed here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's definitely worthy of some embarrassment.
She is, yes.
I hate to say it, but there's always one cousin, nephew, sister-in-law, cringy sister-in-law that just has to make everything about them.
Yes.
And like their worries or their whatever, their opinion of something or.
Yep.
And I know a person or two like that.
Me too.
One unfortunately is like a quasi member of my family, without dropping names. And I could easily see something like that happening, with her too.
Yep.
And the gossip aspect of it is the worst. You imagine like she goes to like the mutual people they know or like the other cousins or friends, like,
yeah,
girl, I don't know. I talked to cousin Billy and I watched him go in with a fucking full syringe. And I didn't hear nothing. He just came out looking like all relieved. Right. You know how much damage that could cause someone if it was, if it got outside to like a workplace or their school, or something like, come on.
An ear syringe looks nothing like an actual syringe.
Yes. Thank you. That was actually going to be the next thing I was going to say is that you have to be pretty inept or not really up on like drug culture to think that an earwax removal syringe is anything like what you would, shoot the horse head up with,
Exactly.
Like, come on now, and if you don't know that and you're unable to tell the difference, you really shouldn't be involved in any of these conversations.
Exactly.
For crying out loud. Now, it's going to be hard to give the full 5 dingleberries or more because there might be a part of this that is out of genuine concern, and if she is kind of close to this cousin.
Oh, no. This is a edgy bitch who's up in everyone's business.
Oh, something triggered HR, that's for sure.
Yeah, I agree with HR. I really don't think this is out of concern. I think that she was just mad that he wouldn't tell her. And she took her assumption and was like, I'm going to run with this. And there's a reason she didn't contact his parents and his wife, like he said. So I don't think this, because if it was out of genuine concern, you're going to reach out to the person closest to this person, his parents and his wife. And she didn't.
I got to be honest, you're making a compelling point. I'm just trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. Like hopefully she's just not that shitty of a
Oh, come on. We've all known someone like this cousin.
Yeah.
I mean, we still know someone like this cousin, but it's, but still. Okay. Well, all right. Now I'll give my official ratings. I will go to 3.75 dingleberries. Yes, I understand that she probably is just a gossip hound. We call her Yenta. In Yiddish.
Yes.
Yenta. Yeah, but I still have to hope maybe at least a little of it was because she gave a shit about her family. I'm hoping, so 3.75.
There are people who get off on being saviors. You know? Like they want all of that attention for themselves.
It's a hero complex they have.
Yeah.
I didn't think of it in that context, so maybe so, but I'm still going to stick with 3.75 dingleberries. Now, the question also comes down to the Feldman scale. Like, I don't think Earwax Lucinda is any ashamed at all for actually having to just admit what was going on.
No. She's ashamed that she was embarrassed.
Right, but I mean, that's really it was nosy cousin, Lucinda or Billy or whatever that really I think scored Feldman points.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give Rat Cousin Lucinda? Is the cousin a guy, the rat, or a girl?
No, the
Do we
rat is
know?
a girl. Her
Rat's a girl.
name's
Okay,
Kara.
so I'm going to give Rat Lucinda a 2 on the Feldman scale for calling her
Yeah.
out like that, forcing her to defend, what is obviously a deeply personal issue
Yeah.
that really isn't, would not have been necessary. And and the fact that you're right, she could have staged this in a much more
Mhm.
productive way and just kind of ignored it. So, all right, I'm going 2 on the Feldman, 3.75 Dingleberries.
I'm gonna go 4.75 Dingleberries, and I'm gonna give her that 0.25 in case she actually cared a little bit. But I'm leaning more towards Jen that I don't think she was doing it because of the goodness in her heart. So I'm gonna go 4.7. I'll agree with you on the 2. I feel like it could have been worse. So
Yeah, like what would have been worse is if she staged like a full-blown intervention with like all the relatives,
yeah, that's what I was
and
thinking. That would have been
yeah,
worse. Yeah.
and then started saying like, look, when Billy gets here, you got to be sensitive, and he might be shooting heroin at this point.
Made everyone
we
write
don't know.
letters. Uh-huh.
Right, like, oh my God, if he's chasing the dragon, what do we do? And
Mm-hmm.
maybe he's into the black tar horse head and not the, whatever. Like
Exactly.
it absolutely could have been worse. So at least she didn't do that. Or yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Okay.
Jen, your Dingleberries?
I don't know. I was gonna give her 5, but I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. So I'll subtract a little bit.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Next one then.
Okay.
The title is, Am I the asshole for telling my friend to stop mimicking my symptoms as her own for her followers? Okay.
Huh. If this is what I think it is, this is honestly one of the most fucked up things someone can do just for like the gram or whatever. If the title is indicative of what this fucking person did, that's really fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just.
Okay. I, 26 female, have been friends for a decade with Janet, 24 female. We have never been super close.
Real name. I bet you that's her real name. Yeah, that's got to be. So Janet's on blast now.
Yeah.
All right.
Janet has always been Janet has always had some sort of disability, the most prominent being an autoimmune disease that causes chronic pain. Janet is also very prominent on social media and often discusses her disabilities very openly. I am not and haven't really discussed mine in length. Recently, I have been afflicted by really bad pains in my hands due to my job. I expressed how badly things have gotten when I have found myself physically incapable of using my left hand for the most basic tasks like picking up a pencil or even waving at people. I told Janet about it as she is a friend and she was sympathetic at first. But then, less than 24 hours later, I went onto her social media and I found her crying to her followers about her own chronic hand pain. I was kind of dumbfounded since she had just been with me the day before, opening all the jars and carrying around things with no pain or complaints. I decided to just let this go and believe that she may in fact be suffering like I am, because how do I know she hasn't been dealing with this? But then it started getting weird. Janet started asking me more and more questions, what the pain felt like, how frequently, does it shoot to other places, was it localized, etc. At first, I really didn't think anything of it, and I answered her, only for her to have the same type of pain less than 24 hours later. I was shocked that she would say that she had the same level and type of pain as me, even using the same terminology that I told her. I decided to stop answering her questions, and for a couple of months, she stuck with what she had already told her following, until last night. After a few visits with my doctor, my pain is gone, thankfully. The only thing that is gone for good is my grip strength that I once had, but I just have to cope with that and manage. Janet called me last night, and I stupidly told her that my pain is gone and explained my grip strength issues. Can you guess what happened next? This morning, less than 12 hours later, Janet posted a 20-minute sob fest on her social media regarding her grip strength and how she's going to have to cope with it. And I watched as she dramatically let tears fall down her face while discussing how she can't do basic tasks anymore. Frustrated, I texted Janet and told her to stop mimicking my very painful condition and using my symptoms as her own for her following and for attention. She wrote back that I was an asshole for suggesting that she was doing that and then ran to her social media to state that her friend thinks that she's faking how hurt she is. At first, I did give her the benefit of the doubt, though. But after her symptoms mirrored mine so quickly, it was suspicious. Am I the asshole for calling her out?
No.
Not at all.
Isn't that, HR might know because she has this background, but isn't it something that's like Munchausen by proxy or something like that? Is that kind of like what that is?
Munchausen by proxy is when you make someone else sick, but yeah, Munchausen is when you make yourself sick. But I don't think she's actually making herself sick. She's pretending.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that would be called, to be honest. If you're like pretending to have symptoms that someone else has, but you're not actually making yourself sick. I'm not sure if that falls under the realm of Munchausen.
Yeah.
But it's
I don't know. It's just that's a very fucked up thing to do.
Yeah.
Because you're essentially utilizing somebody else's pain and suffering to gain some level of prominence, whether it's on Instagram or Twitter, X, whatever the fuck it is, and all that kind of stuff. And that, if you can't gain followers by just being you, and you gotta like copy and do stuff like, and the worst, I hate to say it like this, but the worst part of these are fucking sympathy followers. They're not even necessarily people that give a shit about like that would care about her otherwise.
No,
like, oh, I feel so bad for you, girl. I'm sorry you can't grip, right? You can't toss your man off or whatever. Oh my God, poor girl. It's bullshit.
The worst part. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, remember, she cried for 20 minutes about this too. Add that into to what you were saying too. She cried for them for 20 minutes about this.
You know what this is almost like?
What is it almost like?
This is almost like when you have a cringy sister-in-law that goes out of her way to take advantage of you, live in your house and eat your food, expect you to pay for her wine time. And then when you finally get mad at her and tell her she has to leave, she starts crying and basically acts like she's mad, even though you're the one that's mad, and then gets mad at you, right? And
it's almost like that, yeah.
Right. And the only difference here is that cringy sister-in-law didn't post on the Instagram after that. But that's the only difference as far as almost like that.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, not that this is anything related to faking illnesses or injuries or anything else, but I'm going to be in Vegas Friday night.
Oh my God.
Bianca Dory, if you're listening, when this drops Friday morning, I'm just saying, and of course, to the rest of the Midbar Maj crew.
Right? And Ron. Hello, Ron.
We're not there yet. So Bianca Dory and Evelyn, whatever. And
Ron. Hi, Ron.
Ronald and Betty, Wilma, Jimmy, Erin, Karen, Amy, Jessica, and the rest of the Midbar Maj crew.
Yes.
Happy Passover to you all. And Bianca Dory, I'm staying at the Red Rock.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
Okay. So, Dingleberries.
Oh, she's getting a 10 double Lizzo. I'm serious. It's not even a hard one to think about because honestly, what she's doing is she's taking this other person's genuine pain and suffering, and she's pretending like it's happening to her.
Yeah.
Just to gain followers. Now, I will tell you one time I witnessed something kind of like this in court and I found out about it later because I asked this attorney like if he was okay, and he's like, yeah, I was fine. I just did that, for the judge to get sympathy. But basically, he started off like pretending he was sick, like he had just come down with something, and so, Your Honor, I'm sorry if I'm not clear, and my throat, and I just didn't want to miss a hearing. And by the way, he still fucking lost, right? It didn't matter. It didn't matter. But right. But at least he wasn't like using his friend's illness. He just thought he could maybe get a tiny advantage. It's a little similar. By the way, and I know you're going to be mad because you're not here, but I don't want to break from tradition. So today we are getting the 4 Kardashian themed.
Oh my God.
Ready?
I thought we were boycotting because of that.
I was going to, but these look really good. So
I heard Kim Kardashian's is the best.
Okay, I got that one. This is classic yellow layer cake.
Oh, you're sounding weird now.
Oh.
No, you're back. No, you're back, yeah.
Hey. Chris's classic yellow layer cake, Kim's Snickerdoodle crumb cake cookie, Chloe's cookies and cream skillet cookie, and Kendall's cookie dough cupcake cookie.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't get Courtney's because everyone was saying Courtney's was nasty.
It looked nasty.
I like that Courtney's.
Shit. Some strawberry confetti cupcake or something. It looked
and everything for her is gluten free.
Yeah, no thanks.
It's everything free. She doesn't eat that shit. So yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I agree with you on the 10 dingleberries that we were talking about. I'm going 10. I don't know. I think you said 10, right?
Yeah, I'm going to get full 10 double Lizzo ass dingleberry. It's not even like because I'm going to set a new precedent right now for the podcast. You can be a double 10 dingleberry, be a Kardashian ass, or you can be a Lizzo ass. And there's a big difference. A 10 dingleberry Kardashian ass has a little bit of redemption left. If you're all the way up Lizzo's ass 10 times, there's no coming back. No. So that's like the worst level of dingleberry we can give.
Yeah.
Even if it's a triple Lizzo out, whatever. If it's a Lizzo, no coming back. If it's a Kimmy, maybe there's a little redemption there, a little bit of a redeeming quality.
But this is
10
beyond
Lizzo.
Yeah, no.
Yes,
this is honestly to the point of mental illness.
I think it is. I was going to ask you, wouldn't you say it's mental illness?
Yeah, no, I definitely do. Yeah,
okay.
I think it's way beyond being an asshole.
Listen, yes, like not sick Lucinda.
She may actually believe this.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like I was thinking that too. She might believe.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate. Yeah, and thank you, HR, for taking what would have been very funny and now making us all think.
Sorry. I'm just here to mess up your jokes.
Yes, I understand. Well,
and Zero Feldman.
Yes, absolutely. Zero on the Feldman.
Yeah. Yes.
100%. No, there is no easier way. No, that is one of the most shameless things you can do.
Yes.
You're taking your friend's symptoms and illness and pretending like it's yours to gain followers on social media.
And you're asking her. She called her to ask her. Remember that too. She called her and asked her for the symptoms.
Yeah. It's all like, it's not like she gave a shit, right? She just wanted more info for her next.
Yeah.
But think about like how sad it is that you would have to pretend that you're sick in order to get followers or be popular, to get attention.
Yeah. It is sad.
That is really, that is. It's unfortunate. And I was going to say the only thing in my mind that might make it better is if she was trying to gain awareness for the illness of some kind to help her friend, or, if her friend was too shy. But no, this sounds very much like the friend didn't ask for it, doesn't need it.
No. Yep.
And sicko Lucinda was just like, fuck it, I'll take on these problems. Exactly. Internet world, I suffer from grip strength or whatever.
Exactly.
Or whatever, lack of grip strength. And by the way, what kind of fucked up illness is that? Like, what causes you to not be able to grip anymore?
Carpal tunnel does.
Okay. Yes, that's true. But you can wear a brace for that and you'll be okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. I'm just saying for the audience to know, if you can hear me now, announce it. HR, if you ever get a problem grip, right, that's grounds for breaking.
Oh my God. And there he is. He is.
Thank you.
Hey,
and on that note,
you guys have been fun in school.
I got Badonkadori waiting in the wings. So,
And with that, we're moving on.
Good luck with that.
We're gonna move on.
All right, move on.
Okay. Title for the next one is, am I the asshole for expecting my wife to care for me while I am extremely ill?
No.
Okay. Recently, I unexpectedly became very sick after catching a virus from my toddler and my 11-month-old daughter. I ended up with bronchitis and pneumonia. Very serious. I had a fever of 105, severe cough attacks, coughing up buckets of phlegm, severe chills every night. I'd be drenched from sweat from coughing and the fever. I didn't sleep for like 7 days, but all I would sleep for like 30 minutes here and there. I had to visit the ER 3 times from severe chest pain and trouble breathing, and my oxygen levels would regularly reach dangerously low levels. I simply was not getting better. It just so happened that my wife had requested Friday and Monday off because our girls' daycare was closed. She did her best to care for the girls while I was isolated in the guest room. There were moments each day where she lost her temper with our daughter, and I had to muster whatever strength I had left to console our daughter from the outburst from my wife. She regularly snatched our daughter by the arm and dragged her out of the bedroom and locked her outside because she wasn't being quiet enough, leaving our daughter crying hysterically outside of the door trying to get back in. I didn't like it, but I tried to be understanding. I knew my wife was just frustrated and overwhelmed. A few days into my illness, I had already been to the ER twice and I was not improving. I had shared with my wife that I was getting worried that if I got any worse that I might die. I had started to feel disoriented and dizzy along with all of my other symptoms. Well, that same night, she told me that she'd be going to work next Monday and just taking our daughters with her. I asked her why this was necessary, and she said she had a small project that she needed to complete, and it was important to her. I told her that from my perspective, work could wait. I needed her here. She was off anyways, and her boss is very understanding, and they'd figure it out. I didn't understand why she felt the need to burden herself with work. She went anyways and left me alone for about 5 hours that day. I was upset and disappointed by this, and my wife could care less. The whole time I've been sick, she showed no empathy for me and was more annoyed than anything that I wasn't able to provide the utility that I normally provide. I had to go back to the ER the next day, and she went to work. And thankfully, I've started to feel better now. It's been 2 weeks. Nonetheless, it's led to a deep division in the relationship with my wife. This is not out of the ordinary for her. She regularly puts work and everyone else before me. It just feels like this could be the last straw for me. I can't even count on her when I'm sick. Of course, she thinks I'm being dramatic and that she sees nothing wrong with what she did. She started the public campaign of making me the asshole for expecting her to stay home and care for me. Am I the asshole for expecting my wife to care and support for me when I'm extremely sick? Is that really an unreasonable request?
Well, it sounds like it's way beyond just that she was going to go to work and
Yeah.
home for that day. It's like she just resented him being sick to begin with.
Yeah.
Which is insane. But I can actually, my ex-husband was very much like that. If I was away, like even if it was something like really urgent or was very sick. I remember like one time being so sick I could barely get out of bed, and even to watch the kids for a few hours,
Yeah.
he complained about, and we ended up having like crayon written all over the wall.
Oh,
Well, I can very much empathize with this guy.
yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
fun to have a partner who isn't supportive.
Yeah. I feel bad for this guy. I don't think that it was an unreasonable request just because he sounds like he was dying. Like, honestly, I'm going to be real. This sounds like this guy was like on his last limb. Like this sounds terrible. And if she couldn't see that, like he had to go to the ER, 3 times in total? That's insane. Like she couldn't see that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think she likes him.
No, this poor mistreated man.
Yeah.
I mean, at first I was going to make a joke like, yeah, you weren't too sick to like post a fucking 3.5-page book on Reddit about your illness. But I understand he posted it after he got a little bit better.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah, look, I also had an ex that would be annoyed if I was sick or incapacitated or couldn't pitch in or do things. When I had COVID the first time, my kids were a bit older, so it wasn't quite as taxing on everybody. And actually I got it, and my son Matthew, we got it together at the same time. So, we were both isolated. Yeah, well, no, we were both isolated in our own rooms. But yeah, I've been through that where like, you just like, so that's really unfortunate. I will take this moment though to offer a public service announcement to anybody that finds themselves that sick with a virus or whatever. I can tell you what helped me get through COVID and that really terrible feeling was I hit some daytime gummies really hard. And I got to be honest, you just kind of forget you're sick, at least for a couple of hours at a time.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to help the guy who is near death.
Hey, listen, if you're fucked up, it's not going to hurt.
I feel like we need a medical advice disclaimer here.
Yeah, well, we're not doctors, guys.
I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying, cannabis does ease pain, and it will help him sleep, for sure.
And it'll help you forget your cunty wife.
That's right.
That too, exactly.
Yeah.
And anything that she makes to eat will taste better.
Because you can't taste it.
Anything to eat.
Well, I was like, you can't taste it though.
Well, I'm just saying. I'll tell you a funny, recent true story. Is I had to go re-up on my own gummies, right? And the one place near the office, they're like triple the cost. So like, that's stupid.
Right, yeah.
So if I have an occasion to be in my old hood, I'll go to the place I used to go to, which is called Coast to Coast. And I actually am friends with the guy that owns it. We worked together years and years ago before I ever went to law school. We were kind of buddies. And so I'm already in the system as like VIP. I get the owner discounts and all that stuff. So basically I pay $12 a bag for 10 gummies. I pay $1.20 a gummy, but it's pretty good. Anyway, so I went to go re-up. Now this place has a deal where if you buy or spend a certain amount, you spin their wheel, and you get like an extra deal. So I got the wheel spin, and so I got an edible, and I got a single one nighttime gummy with 50 milligrams. That's the equivalent to 5 gummies that I take, and I don't take more than 2-3 max on the weekends. Right.
How was that?
I haven't taken it yet. I'm saving it.
Okay.
And I'm not. This is why I brought it up, and I'm not joking. I am honestly saving it for when I really need it. If I'm not feeling well, or if I'm achy, or if I've got a flu, if I can't sleep, anything that you bet your ass I'm hitting those 50.
Yeah.
And at least I'll get a 3-4 hour nap. I'll get to sleep.
Yeah.
The only time I ever had that many gummies in one sitting
on your
was,
flight.
yes, flying back. And trust me, it fucking helped.
Yes.
It helped a lot. So
tell them how many you took.
5.
Oh, I thought
milligrams.
you took more. I thought you took more. Oh.
No, my brother took more. He took 7.
Oh, there you go. That's what I remembered, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. But now, so let me just say, poor, sick, decrepit Billy gets 0 dingleberries.
0 dingleberries.
Buddy, you are not the asshole for being annoyed at your wife's behavior towards you.
Yeah.
And the fucking gaslighting about the kids, all that stuff, okay? That's all that is. It's pure gaslighting, okay?
Yeah.
I also award you a full 10 on the Feldman scale. There's nothing shameless about being fucking infirmed, right? And bedridden and just wanting a little help.
Exactly.
Wanting a little bit of fucking sympathy. You know what, bitch? Make your husband some fucking soup. Even if it's out of a can. Make him feel a little bit like he matters, right?
You know, I don't even think he cared that much about being fed. I think he just wanted her there to like help just with like the kids. Yeah, like he's like, I had to get up, I was sick. So it's like, you know, he wasn't even asking for her to cook. He wasn't asking for any of that. He's like, but I kind of need you to help around, like with the kids.
Yeah, and it was only for a 2-day thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, by all accounts, this guy is a 10 on the Feldman. You did nothing shameless.
And we know HR agrees with that because we heard her earlier.
0 dingleberries.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Are we rating the wife or no?
Oh, that's easy. She's a triple Lizzo. It's the first time I think I've given that.
That's the first time you've given that, a triple.
She is a 15 dingleberry, triple Lizzo ass for even taking that kind of response.
Yeah.
You know, or position. That is just
I agree.
Absolutely not okay. Terrible.
I agree. All right. Are we good to move on to the next one?
Yes.
Okay. Story 5 is titled, Am I the Asshole for Calling Out My Aunt for Lying About Having a Condition That I Actually Struggle With? I guess there's a lot of people that do this.
Damn.
Right. So some background. This aunt has a habit of copying everything anyone does and treats it like it's a competition. This also applies to illnesses. Well, 6 months ago, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease that doctors think that I have been dealing with for years. The only reason they found it is because it very quickly got worse and ruined my life. It won't shorten it, but I am in so much pain that I can't even walk to the store that is right next to my place without feeling extreme pain and discomfort. There is no cure for it, and I'm on specific targeted medications to try and stop it from getting worse. The best we can do is pain management at this point, and I'm on the strongest painkillers I have, but it's still bad. When I was first diagnosed, I posted about it on my Facebook, not in detail, just said what I had. The only person who knows the details is my mom. Well, yesterday my mom picked me up so I could go visit my Nana. While we were there, my aunt turned up. We were talking about random stuff at first, and then she mentioned that she went to the doctors, and surprise, surprise, they also diagnosed her with the same condition that I had, and they think that she's had it for years as well. I thought she was lying, so I asked her some questions regarding it, and every answer was bullshit. She claimed she told a doctor her symptoms, and that's how they found it, when in reality, you need blood work done to find it. She claimed that they were looking into different procedures to cure it, which again, no cure. When I asked what meds she was on, she said there wasn't any meds that they could prescribe for it, and that she had paracetamol to deal with the terrible pain she was in. She then went on about how it's affecting her life and it's made things very difficult for her. Yet she does martial arts 3 times a week and goes clubbing every weekend like she's a teen and posts about it on her Facebook. I lost it. I went off on about how full of it she was and that she's pretending to have something so serious when I was actually going through it, and it was pathetic, attention-seeking behavior. I pointed out everything she said that proved she was lying, and said the only medical help that she needed was for her head because she clearly had issues. She tried to double down and say that she never knew I had it and that she thought I would have been more sympathetic as I know what she's going through, etc. At this point, I was so mad that my mom just drove me home. My aunt then later posted on Facebook about her struggles and how some people just aren't sympathetic about her condition. I called her out in the comments of the post and mentioned that what had happened earlier in the day, and a load of other family members started calling her out for it as well. So she quickly deleted the post. However, my cousin, her daughter, is now calling me the asshole as my aunt is upset that I called her out. Am I the asshole here?
No, but I understand why the cousin might be annoyed.
Yeah, it's her mom. Yeah,
so I get that. But no, you're not the asshole for getting upset that someone basically stole your illness and then tried to like make it her own.
Exactly.
No, I don't blame her being upset. I don't think she should have done it publicly though, to be honest.
Well, the aunt went public first. Let's think about it there. The aunt's the one who took it to Facebook and was like, people aren't sympathetic about my condition. She started it.
Yeah, that's actually
true.
a good point.
I still would have done it privately, though, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I
can
don't
see
know.
that.
I'm just not a big fan of public humiliation, even if the person is deserving.
You know what this
Yeah.
is almost like, though?
What is it almost like?
This is almost like if you had a cringy sister-in-law that utilized the real estate terms that you know about her not being able to sell or lease her house in Texas, and then she turns around and tries to use the same terms on you to explain that you're wrong, even though she doesn't know what she's talking about. It's almost like
Almost
that.
like that. Yep. Almost like that. And if you
Almost
called her
like
out,
that.
she'd be upset.
That's right. And don't forget, everybody's Uncle Eric is going to see them tomorrow night.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I don't want to be a dick, but I was joking with HR driving home yesterday. I'm like, what if like the little one calls me like, yo, Uncle Eric? I'm like, no, I'm not your uncle.
Oh my God.
You don't have any uncles.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised Mordecai hasn't done that. I'm like, I'm not your grandpa. He's straightforward with it.
No, he doesn't like to hurt kids.
No, but he won't say it.
Right. No, unless it's his own. But he won't hurt. I'll say, he won't try to hurt other kids' feelings. His own kids, it's different.
Yeah.
But I'd offer HR $150 if she would openly refer to him as Papa Mordo, just like the last post we had. And I promise, cash money. You do it, but you got to do it in front of everybody.
You should, Jen. That's $150.
Yo, Papa Mordo, can you pass the salt? That's it. You do that, I'm telling you. 150
Jen,
guaranteed.
do it, Jen. Do it. I think she should.
Yeah, it's a fabulous idea.
You should.
See, all right. While HR is contemplating what she's going to do with $150, I will say that I'm going to give fake sick Lucinda. I'm going to give her a full 5.
Me too.
Yeah, it really. There is no valid excuse for harping on someone else's misfortune or
especially
illness
not your nieces.
Or whatever. Yeah, and then you turn it into your own somehow, and then what's worse, and I've seen this happen before, where you talk to somebody like, "Oh yeah, I'm a lawyer." I'm like, really? That's good, and they're not. And so you ask them a simple question like, "Well,
exactly.
What is the fertile octogenarian in real property?" And like, "Oh, well, that's no, it's not." Same idea. I get it.
Yeah.
And when somebody's like,
yeah.
Oh, well, how did they find out? I just told the doctor the same things you said. And guess what? They didn't draw your blood like they had to do me 30 times before, Yeah.
Exactly.
The only way this would have been like harder to disprove. No, the only way it would have been harder to disprove is she said she had something like fibromyalgia, which is basically it's a diagnosis of exclusion. That means they don't know what's wrong with you, and they don't want to call you a liar.
Right, exactly.
I hate to say it, but that's pretty much what it is, right? So, otherwise, I can't. What's the justification for this? What's the point?
Yeah,
you gain sympathy, okay? I understand, right? You want to be the center of attention, but then what do you do with that? So a bunch of people start reaching out to you.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry. Oh my God, and then what do you? Yeah, you know what? And this new treatment, like I would understand it. I wouldn't condone it, but I would understand it if Lucinda was like, "Yo, I got to start this new experimental treatment, but it's like $25,000 and I can't afford it. So I need to GoFundMe." And then she just went to Bermuda, right?
Right.
I wouldn't appreciate that, but at least there's a reason, right?
Exactly.
There's a motivating factor.
But there's no
reason
here. Yeah.
Hey,
there's no end game here. Nothing.
Yeah. I mean, and then she puts her fucking family on blast. That was her niece or her niece or whatever that kind of humiliated her in public. I'm with HR a little bit on that, but I still get a full 5. And that's a 0 on the Feldman scale. You're taking your actual family's illness or family member's illness. You're not even copying it correctly,
Exactly.
And you miss details and shit. And then it's like you go to the person that actually has it and you expect them to believe you.
And then I thought you would be more sympathetic because you have it.
That's so cringy. You know what this is actually like, and not as a joke. Have you seen those videos where there are people that go around pretending they're in the army or pretending they serve? They have the uniforms and medals, and they think to get free coffee and shit.
Oh my God!
But there was a group of actual soldiers that would bust them, and they would be like, you know what, that medal's not right, and where did you serve, and what's your MOS, and would ask them questions that only a serviceman would know. Yeah, nothing upsets me more than somebody that's trying to, I'm a veteran, and here's I'm wearing my uniform to the mall. Can I get a free hot dog on a stick or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the kind of stuff that bothers me,
Yeah, no. Yeah.
But it's on the verge of mental illness. If you need to be sick to get attention, then
well, and they said this is like a recurring issue. Like, remember, she takes everyone's illnesses. Like every family member gets an illness, she also has it.
I mean, it's I think it's more sad than asshole. Yeah. I think about like that desperation there.
Yeah, and it's like she's an aunt. I have to believe she's old. So it's like you're old still doing this, you know?
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand the whole point of this. Like I guess, I mean, maybe this says more about me in the way I think of things, but if there's no end game, right? Like you said, if there's no motivation, you know, then I don't see a point. Like I don't do things necessarily just for the sake of doing them. It usually goes to either quell some kind of impulsive thing that I want, or I have a bigger game plan in mind for something, or it's a strategic decision. And I'm not saying like lying is okay. I'm saying that even in business or whatever, like, you know, I don't do things necessarily just for the sake of doing it.
Exactly.
You know, and
there's always
this
a
sounds
cause
like,
or a reason behind it. Yeah.
Yeah. And the only reason I can think of is she just deeply wants attention and sympathy.
Yes.
You know, maybe she's feeding something, some kind of void.
Yeah.
But that doesn't excuse her from the dingleberries.
It does not.
No, sister. Full 5 and a 0 on the Feldman.
I agree. Jen, do you agree?
I don't know. I really do think it was more of a mental illness issue. But
by the way, I just got a text alert that our cookies are here.
Must be nice.
Oh, I think I heard.
Sorry, Karina. I'm going to show you on the camera what they look like.
No, I'm okay. I don't want to
torment you.
I've seen them already, guys. It's okay. It's okay.
Well, the yellow cake one to me might be the closest thing to like Boston cream pie, which is my absolute favorite dessert.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I also wanted to get that one too. So I'm kind of eager to try that, but it's okay. We'll finish our recording first.
Okay. We have 3 more stories. We're almost done.
All right.
Okay. Next one. The title is, Am I the asshole for telling my daughter her disease is not an excuse to neglect her responsibility? Okay.
It really depends on what the disease is.
Okay.
Look, if Lucinda's got like chlamydia or like, you know.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
My daughter, 17 female, she's young. Let's remember that.
All right.
Was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Her DX really wasn't dramatic or anything like that. My stepsister had it since she was a child, so when I noticed that she wasn't drinking a lot, I immediately brought her into the doctor, and now here we are. I can honestly say we've adjusted pretty well. My stepsister came over when she came home and helped us out a lot. My daughter is old enough that she can handle most of it on her own. But here's the problem. Ever since her DX, she has completely stopped taking care of anything around the house. We have quite a few animals that she and her siblings, 6 and 9, share the responsibility of. They have to step up to a ton because she won't even feed the dogs anymore. Because they are so young, there's a lot of things that they cannot physically do. I'm a single mom who had to get a second job to pay for her insulin. Obviously, I don't hold that against her. It's not her fault. But I don't have the time for the animals. Not to mention her grades are all failing now. And the other day, I just hit a breaking point, and I basically told her that if she doesn't start helping out, I will start removing the animals that her siblings can't handle. She had a total breakdown telling me I have no idea what she's going through and how hard this is for her. I told her it's not an excuse to completely neglect everything that she had, everything, and that she had to get her shit together, or the animals will find new homes. That's so fucked up. She ran out of the room crying and hasn't spoke about 3 words to me since. I understand that this disease is a lot to handle, and I'm trying to be a supportive mother as possibly as I can, but I don't know what to do anymore. My stepsister says I need to give her time to adjust, but I don't know if I can. Am I a terrible person for doing this?
I think this mom is on the verge of breaking down herself.
Yeah.
Like she's at the limit of what she can handle.
And that's what I felt like too.
What kind of fucked up world is it when somebody has to get a second job to pay for insulin?
Buy insulin, yeah. That's more disturbing. I agree with all of this, but and this is going to be a slightly unpopular decision. I think the mom is a bit of an asshole.
Oh no, I agree.
Well,
I agree.
but not nearly as much as you would think. And I'll tell you why. First of all, I think that diabetic Lucinda is probably more depressed than anything else over the diagnosis.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. She's 17.
Yeah. She feels like she's going to be very restricted. She may have to wear an insulin pump like constantly and have it attached. Right. I get it. And clearly they're not financially well off. So it might even be harder for them. She may feel guilty over the fact that mom had to get a second job and that's pressing.
Yeah.
Okay. But mom's not wrong.
Yeah.
Because even type 1 diabetes is very manageable modernly.
Yes.
And the best way sometimes to kind of break out of the funk is to get back into the swing of things. And I know it's not always that easy. Trust me. And I know you don't just wake up one morning and feel like, fuck it, I'm fine. And, you know, so mom could have been a bit more understanding, but I also think HR is right that mom probably hit a breaking point herself.
Yeah.
And I just think this is a difficult situation for both.
Yes.
Mom does know somewhat what she's going through, has a stepsister had it. And, you know, so it's not like she can lacks all empathy. But I think she's right in that, and sometimes it's actually healthy to kind of get somebody back up on their feet and like, look, you need to start moving again and doing, and you'll feel better once you feel productive. Probably she was so stressed out, the mom, that she's, you know, flustered and she just doesn't know what to do anymore. You know, but you know, there we go.
Yeah, I agree. So, I think she's depressed, and I think HR could say that. I'm sure that for a 17-year-old, a diagnosis like this would mess them up pretty bad, right? And I think like the stepsister said, give her time. Like if you give her time, she'll adjust and she'll be okay. Like she'll get better at it. But yeah, mom's a bit of the asshole, but like I also agree with what HR said about how she's just on the verge of a mental breakdown herself. And the first thing, you know, she thought of was to react like this because she's seeing her daughter's grades are slipping. The animals are not being taken care of. You know, her daughter's not really doing anything. And to her, it's like, you can manage this. I saw my stepsister manage this. I saw how she's living, she's fine. She can do her responsibilities and you can't. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's a hard one to say.
It is a hard one because I think you're right. I think the kid is probably depressed, is having a really hard time dealing with the diagnosis. Probably needs some sort of mental health support, but it just the whole thing just seems tragic, you know, because then you have this like horribly overworked mom who's probably doing like a 12-hour day. She's exhausted. She can't handle one more thing. And, you know, if you're coming home after that long of a day and your kid is just like there laying around and you're going to get angry.
And the animals aren't tended to. She's not doing her schoolwork. So it's like, what are you doing? Right.
I think, and honestly, it's the schoolwork that would bother me the most.
Yeah.
You know, but I'll tell you, I also kind of understand getting frustrated about the animals because, you know, imagine mom gets home from her second fucking job. You know, maybe she's out there 14, 15, 16 hours. And all she probably wants to do is get a quick bite to eat, have a nice cup of tea, take a shower and go to sleep.
Yeah.
But no, she's got to feed. And clearly there's more than one animal. Right.
Clearly, yeah.
So she's got to deal with those two and then deal with you know, kind of a bitchy, unhappy daughter. Yeah. 17-year-old girls or boys are already a fucking handful. Right. They're already a fucking handful. Yes. Right. Now, sprinkle a little bit of any reason to get them more pissed off.
Exactly.
Fucking unbearable sometimes. Unbearable.
Yes.
So I'll say this. I'm going to give sick Lucinda 3 dingleberries. I think, yes, the illness is not her fault, and nobody's suggesting it is. But I do think that she's maybe even unintentionally milking it a little bit. And, you know, she may be in a real depression. She may be using it as a way to like just fuck around. And she might
just be mad at the world.
Yes. And a teenage mind works like that. Right. A teenage mind's like, yo, they can't give me shit for school because I got this. Or they can't, you know.
It sounds like you're talking from personal experience.
I'm just saying not all teens are like that, but I know a teen or two that this would probably be something that they could latch onto. So I'm going 3 dingleberries on sick Lucinda. I'm giving mom 0 dingleberries. I don't think she's not the asshole for blowing it up. It was probably inopportune. Yeah. But there's no way this just wasn't a boiling point. And it's hard for me to give someone dingleberries that, you know, they're just snapping under the pressure of everything going on. And single mom, 2 jobs, 3 kids, animals to tend to. Give her a break.
Meds, you know, insulin to buy on top of all of that. Yeah.
Give her, yeah. And I there's no sick Lucinda is getting a 3 on the Feldman scale for basically making her mom feel shitty like that and just like fucking around and fucking off everything, like whatever. I don't care. Life sucks. I don't care about the dogs. I don't care about school. I'm just gonna dress in black all day, wear black lipstick, and you know, tattoo FTW on my bottom lip. Whatever.
No one said she was.
Tattoo like FTW on my bottom lip. You know, like fuck the world. whatever. I could easily see some broody fucking teenage bitch doing that. So 3 on the Feldman for her.
I'm putting myself in a 17-year-old's shoes who just got told, she has diabetes, which she'll live with forever. I'm going to give her 1 because I'm sure I know a teenage mind is a lot to deal with. And there's probably a lot more on her mind. And this just added to everything that already goes on in the teenage girl's mind. So I'm just going to give her 1. And she's mad at the world. You can't, we've all been mad at the world at some point, and everyone's felt like, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
So
sometimes when people snap, they lash out at the closest people to them, which in this case would be the mom. But consider what the mom is going through and how
I'm giving the mom 0. Yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah. But all right. Okay. Fair enough though.
Okay.
What about you, HR? Where do you land on this?
I'm not going to give either of them dingleberries. I think they both just need support. It's just it's like one of these tragic situations where no one's really wrong, but they're both at their breaking point.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. Okay. Next one. We got 2 more.
Okay. All right.
Am I the asshole for walking out of the hospital after hearing my wife's diagnosis? Okay.
Oh.
No. I, 33 male, get a call from the ER on Friday saying that my wife, 32 female, drove herself there because of severe pelvic pain. I'm on a business trip until Saturday, but I drive back in time to be there Saturday morning before she woke up. A while after she wakes up, the doctor comes in. My wife says to stay with her, so I said, okay. He takes a deep breath and said that from the transvaginal ultrasound and the CT scan results, she has ovarian cancer. My wife starts sobbing, but at first I stay because I don't even know what to make of it. My wife asked what that meant for her, and he says that she'll likely at least need a full hysterectomy and that they'd have to remove the fallopian tubes as well as the ovaries. That news jolted me from my chair because the doctor was effectively telling me that she wouldn't be able to have kids after this. And after years of work, I thought we'd finally be able to have a family. I'm overwhelmed with emotions of anger, not just anger at the disease, but pent-up anger from the fact that I had begged her to have kids since we were 26, but she refused for her career. And now, instead of becoming a real family, I didn't even know if she would remain the woman that I married, whether the last picture of us together would be the last I'd remember her looking beautiful, young, and carefree. Because the wife in front of me was already a different person. My wife started to grab my hand and say, we'll fight this and we'll adopt. But I shook my head and I walked out of the door.
Oh, wow.
Yep. I still had my suitcase in the car, so I drove to a hotel because I didn't know if my wife was going to end up being discharged or what. At the hotel, I was at least able to get out of reactive mode, but I was still so disappointed that our dream of a family was over. I finally was able to get a grasp on all of my emotions and feel more like my normal self, in that I knew exactly what I felt about every aspect and how I would react if it went from here on out. I get a call from my mother-in-law saying that if I was at a hotel or wherever else, I should just stay there. Am I the asshole for walking out? I admit it was done on impulse, but this diagnosis just sliced my life and my wife's life wide open. I wasn't going to expel the cancer if I stayed the night, but I did at least make myself aware of my situation. And I feel that I have a right to be angry that my hope of my biological kids, the only kind I ever wanted, is fading rapidly. Am I the asshole for this?
Like, you have a right to go through your own mourning process, but your spouse gets diagnosed with cancer, you should be there for them. That's pretty clear cut to me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like he shouldn't have he's not entitled to his own feelings. And if I found out I couldn't have kids, I would be incredibly depressed. But still, your wife has diagnosed with a cancer. You need to physically and mentally be there for her.
Exactly. Like, she was also just told she can't have kids. Like, it's not just him.
Yeah.
She's going to live with the cancer. She was told this news. And yes, while it may be heartbreaking for him, like he said, he only wants biological kids. He doesn't want to adopt. It's like, this is still your wife. You married her. You loved her. This is not her fault at the end of the day. And I know he doesn't outright blame her, but it sounds like he's resentful that he won't have his kids, and the resent is all going towards her.
Yeah.
So, yes, he has the right to feel his feelings, but I do think he was the asshole in the way he reacted and the things he's saying.
I have no funny joke or justification for this guy. I think he is absolutely the asshole. Yes, he has the right to feel let down or upset or what have you. I believe personally, if it were me and I was told that for my wife, I would also feel crushed for her.
Yeah.
Much more than I would for myself. And, there are viable alternatives to adoption. You can use a surrogate, you can utilize your own sperm. There are ways to deal with that once you're at a point where you're really ready to consider it. But to walk out, take a hotel, and what that tells me, honestly, if that's his reaction to this, which is a major life event, he's probably a dick all the time. I mean, he probably makes everything about himself.
Yes.
Because if he basically woe is mead this whole situation, I bet you everything has to be about him. Yeah.
Yes.
There is to me, honestly, if I were the sick person and my wife or the one that's supposed to be, for better or for worse, was like, bye, I'm out. Like, yeah, you know what? Stay out. Like,
yeah,
I'm serious. That would be grounds in my mind for divorce. Not because I want sympathy for being sick, but because I could already tell this person has no empathy for anything. That's almost sociopathic.
Yeah.
To turn around,
imagine.
Right. Like, no, now I can't have my own kids. Like, what the fuck?
Imagine like when she's going to like chemotherapy or needs like him to help her. Like he's gonna be like, no, like, oh my God, like I have to give up my stuff for you. I have to stop my life for you. Like that's what it seems like to me he would react to.
It's actually a perfect point. Because it will only get harder for them for a while. Especially, right, she's going to lose her hair and go through all the chemo and the side effects. And if he's going to be bitter and angry and all that, it's going to be so much harder for her. It's unfortunate that she has to find out this way that, she married a very selfish, asshole, but she did. So, Dickhead Billy, you're getting a triple jelly roll,
agree.
15 dingleberries on a triple jelly roll ass.
Yes.
For you doing that and walking out on your wife. And it's 0 on the Feldman scale. Not just, actually, I'm going to give you a -4 on the Feldman scale. Not just for walking out and doing all that, but then you posted on Reddit, like, am I really a bad guy for this? Like,
and then he added that mother-in-law comment, like we were going to side with him too. She told me to stay at the hotel. Duh.
Fuck, I know. And like trying to justify, like, come on, internet, validate me, please. Fuck you. -4 on the Feldman scale. And
yes, I agree.
Triple 15 dingleberry jelly roll ass for this.
Yes, I agree. Right. I want to hear Jen's opinion.
But make it fast because our cookies are here. Sorry.
Oh my God.
You gotta have our priorities there. You really never know what someone's like until you go through a crisis with them.
Yeah.
But I actually am wondering if there was a part of her that knew she couldn't count on him, and that's why she kept postponing having children.
I think there was, because if we realize, instead of when she was crying, instead of her being like, oh my God, like talking about herself or crying about it, she turned to him and said, we will get through this. We will adopt. Her first thought was to worry about him. So he's already like this. She knew that.
Yeah.
Like she automatically, right. That was her first
She knew
thing.
what he was thinking. Yeah. Yeah.
Like she's like, instead of him comforting her, she's comforting him. So yeah.
That does say it all.
Yeah. All right. Last one then. I'll let you guys pick.
All right.
I'll give you the titles and you guys pick.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for telling my wife she doesn't need to be with her sick friend at the hospital? Or am I the asshole because I refuse to go and visit my special needs stepsister in the hospital even though she's very sick? I low-key hate her.
It's up to you guys. Like 2 out of 3. Majority rules. I'm voting for the first one because I think that second one by the title will get me very annoyed.
Okay.
And triggered. I hate stuff like that. But
okay, we'll stick with the first one then.
All right.
Yeah.
Up to you.
Yeah, we'll go with the first one then. Okay.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for telling my wife that she doesn't need to be with her sick friend at the hospital? So my wife has a friend from childhood named Anthony. I'm being completely honest here when I say that he and I do not get along. It's not like he's rude or disrespectful, but all I feel towards him is annoyance, so to speak, because of how much my wife sees him. He lives alone now and suffers from a medical condition, which in parentheses he put cancer, like if it wasn't a big deal, that requires him to go to the hospital regularly to receive treatment. I found out that my wife had promised to go with him to every chemo appointment that he had for support. She said it's a commitment she made to be there for him during this rough time because he has no one else. And I know he doesn't. I know my wife is the only person he has in his life. I had no issue with that at first, but then this started affecting me. Like, I can't go see my friends anymore because I have to stay with my son on these days so my wife could be with him for his treatment, et cetera, et cetera. I've talked to her about it, but she said that Anthony needs company and that she's just being supportive because this is when he needs company the most. I let it go, but last week was just kind of my last straw. Anthony had another chemo session, and my wife wanted to go with him and asked me to stay home with our son. I told her I couldn't because I had to meet up with my mom and my sister to go eat lunch and that I wouldn't be home. She said that she needed to go be with him, and I kind of just flipped out at her and said that she doesn't need to be with him and could literally go see him tomorrow, or something like that. She threw a fit and called me cruel for forcing her to leave Anthony by himself because knowing that she's all he has and that I was making her look bad here. She also said that I could always reschedule with my mom and my sister for tomorrow, that it wasn't a chemo session, but I decided to just leave and end the argument with her. She ended up staying at home, but kept ignoring me when I got back and called me selfish for not letting her be there to support her friend with what he's going through. Some of her girlfriends think I'm being a controlling jerk with no consideration for Anthony and what he's going through, but I don't feel that way. Am I the asshole here?
Yep.
I think he's very jealous.
He's very
yes.
jealous.
Very.
Yeah.
It's a sick kind of jealousy too.
Yeah.
You know, like being annoyed that he has to be with his son and babysit or whatever. You know, I could tell you very simply, I'll tell you what, Dad of the Year, why don't you just turn that around and have quality fucking time with your son, right? And create a better, healthier, happier relationship for you at home.
Or hey, why don't you take your son to see his grandma and his aunt?
Right. Anything.
Right.
Like, and as if like the fucking sick kid with chemo can help it.
Right.
You know? Like
he said, she's all he has. Like, he has no other person in his life. It's like, and he knows this. He's like, I know it. I had no problem with it at first, but now it's affecting my life. I'm so sorry you couldn't go see your friends at that time. Like,
it's just so wrong. I know. Yeah. HR, any commentary?
Yeah, not really. I mean, yeah, I know it's definite jealousy issue. And also having his life upended. He misses having her around to help with things.
Yeah.
I guess it depends. I mean, you have to think about how long is this going to go on for? Because like if this went on for like years,
right.
I could see where you would have some feelings about that.
Right.
Because after a while you start to miss, your spouse, your partner, and you feel like you're probably losing them to another person.
You made a valid point, because now I'm thinking about it, because it's like,
it's one of those things where you hear it and you're just like, oh God, what an asshole. But then you think, like, if that happened to me and I was, my spouse was like going with this person like every day for a really long time, that would be kind of hard.
Well, chemo isn't every day, is it?
Well, I don't, I have no idea. I probably
I don't think it's daily. I think it's weekly.
Yeah, I think it's a weekly thing. Yeah.
Although I don't know for sure, but that I remember hearing that or maybe seeing it somewhere. But I'll tell you what, it does make it a little bit more understandable if it was daily. If it's really just once a week and his big gripe is he's got to spend time with his son or whatever, that's not okay.
Yeah, but just once a week, he needs to get over it.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to give dingleberries out here?
Sorry. Excuse me. I'm going to give stay-at-home dad Billy 2 dingleberries. I was going to give him more, but after hearing sort of HR's take on it, there may be something to that, and we don't have enough info, so okay. I am going to go a 3 on the Feldman scale.
Yes.
Again, I think there might be a little bit more to it, but nonetheless, you go to Reddit with this. There's still a sick kid dying of cancer, getting treatment. Let's not lose sight of that. Your wife is really being kind of like an angel here, know? So for fuck's sake, come on now.
Yeah. I'm going to give him 2.5 just because it could go either way. So I'm not gonna give him full 5. You know, when I'm stuck, I'll always do the middle. 2.5 dingleberries. I was gonna give him more, like you said. HR just made a really good point that he might feel like he's losing his wife to this.
Yeah.
So, but Feldman scale wise, I agree with the 3. It's pretty shameless to not only, you know, blow up at your wife like that, but also then
seek validation from the internet.
Yeah, seek validation from the internet.
Like, come on now.
Yeah.
Like,
then saying, I don't think I am.
Marriage bad? Right. And then, by the way, are people's marriages so bad that you can't sit your wife down like, yo, Lucinda, listen, I got to be honest. I'm starting to feel like this is consuming your, you know, all of your time. You know,
he probably knows how it's got to sound. You know, he probably
he still went on Reddit.
Right. Does it sound better that way?
And on Reddit, he said it himself. I don't think I'm the asshole here.
And honestly, he may not.
A confessional, though, you know.
Well, yeah, but you know what? At some point, you need to realize who you're confessing to and why.
Yeah.
You know, I honestly think, and I'll shtick aside, I honestly think that people that do go to Reddit for this kind of thing, they really just need to hear from others that they're okay.
Right.
Like they want validation.
Right.
You know, and it makes them feel better about whatever it is they did that was so fucked up.
Exactly.
You know, it's I don't know. It's so cringy and annoying.
Yeah.
You know what it's almost like?
Oh God, we're getting a last one. What is it almost like?
Yes, we are. It's almost like if you had a cringy sister-in-law that kept trying to pawn her kid off on you.
Yeah.
To go for her
on
treatment.
On your daughter.
Right. And because she had to go to treatment and therapy, which consists of slot machines and wine time.
Wine time. Exactly.
Almost every day. Right?
Exactly.
It's almost like that.
Exactly. All right.
There you go. Well, finishing off strong.
Exactly. That wraps up the episode, guys.
All right. Thank you again, everybody, for all your support, for listening. We're going to hopefully continue on the twice a week streak.
Yes.
We're doing this remotely now. Hopefully Hurricane gets better. Send your well wishes.
Please.
Instagram, whatever. Right. And again, to the Midbar Mosh crew,
and Ron.
I'll see you Friday, girl. All right, Hurricane.
Yes.
Tell them where they can find us.
All right, guys. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate all the support. Remember, you can find us on Instagram at the Bensama Confirm, our podcast Instagram at the Late Podcast. You can visit our Twitter and our TikTok at Bensama Confirm. You can visit our website at eblawfirm.us, or you can email us at info@eblawfirm.us. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.